There are two philosophies that you might subscribe to as a Magic the Gathering collector. There is the gotta catch 'em all philosophy, and then I'll generously call the second philosophy the Nick philosophy, after myself. Hi, my name's Nick. So, gotta catch 'em all is pretty clear. You gotta catch 'em all. If you're gonna collect Magic cards, why not collect them all? Why not set collect? Why not keep what you open in binders, in boxes, in storage containers, and whatever? But try to add cards to your collection. And when you see a card and you're thinking about trading for it, you think, oh, I don't own that card. I should try to trade for it. It's a exciting mentality because every set that comes out is a new opportunity to get the hunt, to try to improve and increase your collection. Very cool. I think people that engage in this might have a lot of fun. But as you might guess by the fact that the second philosophy is called the Nick philosophy, I do not subscribe to the gotta catch 'em all philosophy. I subscribe to the Nick philosophy, which probably has a better name. I doubt that I'm the one that came up with this. But the idea is own only the cards that you absolutely love and sell the rest. And there's a couple benefits to the Nick philosophy that I want to talk you through. One is money. When you sell cards, you make money, which then allows you to buy cooler cards. Because what would you rather own? 10 $2 cards that you're not going to play with, or one $20 fetch land that you put inside of a deck that you like, or something like that, or just $20. That's like one meal at Chipotle. Come on now. So that's the idea, is that your cards hold value and you can extract that value and then reinvest it or put it into other things. You know, would you rather have 50 $10 cards or one booster box of Marvel superheroes, collector booster box, right? That could just sit on a shelf, could look pretty behind me. Yeah, so that's the one big thing is money. But the second big thing is space. And not just physical space, because cards do take up space, but it's also like mental space. Having an enormous collection, in my opinion, it's just like there's something fun about it, absolutely. And I'm not saying my philosophy is better than the other one. It's definitely a preference thing. It's a really here's a fun life fact. Nick tip for life is that often things aren't right or wrong. It depends on what your preferences are, right? So if your preference is to own a ton of cards, even though you never look at them and play with them, that's what you should do. It's not right or wrong. It's just about your preferences. Now, if you're like me, where owning a bunch of cards that I never look at or play with or touch or really even think about doesn't actually add very much value to my life, then what you should do is what I do, which is sell them. I have boxes of cards, and I made the effort to go through and get out some good stuff. And we're actually going to take a look at it together because that's fun. I've got a bunch of piles here. I've got stuff I'm selling or have already sold. I've got this pile, which I have not gone through. And this is just stuff that I pulled out of boxes. Like I said, they're cards that I've gotten for decks that I was going to put in decks. Like this guy, Baru Worm Speaker, was going to put him inside of my Galta deck. Not Galta. Oh my gosh. Grothama deck, because Grothama's a worm. But it turns out that being a worm guy in a worm deck isn't enough to be good. So anyways, I'm going to scan this card. I'm going to see what it's worth. And yes, did I buy it 6 weeks ago for full market price? And when I sell it, I'm going to lose 15% in shipping and whatever? Absolutely. But it's not worth anything to me now, right? You know, it's just sitting here. And so why not sell it? And so some of these are pretty, standard. I don't know what an engulfing slagworm is worth or a reflection of Liturjarwa. I know that Urza's Incubator is a nice like $13 card or whatever. Once again, just sitting around. And I'm not here to brag like, oh, I've got cards sitting around that are like actually super cool. But if you've been playing Magic for a while and you build decks, and if you take apart decks especially, you've got cards sitting around. And they might not be worth $13, but they're worth something. And if you take the time to list them on TCG Player, that something can turn into value. Here we got Eldrazi Temple, a special guest Risen Reef. I opened this at a pre-release and actually used it to win games. Risen Reef is so good. My gosh. Namor, this counterspell from Festival in a Box. You can see behind me, I think somewhere, there's, up there's the most recent Festival in a Box that I just got. Very happy about it. It shall sit on that shelf for some time. Other cool lands. Here's a Yarok the Deceased from another secret lair. Man, I've done good on some of my secret lairs. And an Edrix by Master Trest. A lot of these cards aren't worth anything, or they're worth like 50 cents or whatever, which is something, and I'm going to list them. We've got a bunch of Gaida Souls for some reason. These must have been from when I was opening Modern Horizons 3, and I put them to the side, and then they just got swept into whatever. Here is a Born Upon the Wind from Lord of the Rings, which is an incredible commander card. Well, it's just, I don't know, it's a CEDH kind of card. You may cast spells this turn as though they had flash. Draw a card for 2 blue, or, blue and a colorless. That's good. That's strong. Am I going to play it? No, not really. It's just not the vibe of the decks that I build. And so it's not worth anything to me until I sell it. Once I sell it, it's going to be worth something to me. A foil Bloodstained Mire. I've talked about fetch lands before on this channel. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of fetch lands. And now that I've come to terms with that, I'm going to feel okay about selling. I'm also not a fan of foil cards, playing with foil cards. Now, if I was a collector, like, this is great. A foil Bloodstained Mire, or Bloodstained Mire, put it in a binder, whatever, a trade binder. That's the other thing too, is I don't do a whole ton of trading. Like, if I knew people that I could trade, especially trade up value, if there's somebody I knew who wanted an Urza's Incubator and a Bloodstained Mire and a Thrumming Hive Pool and whatever other Edge of Eternity's stuff I've got, and they would trade all of that for, like, I don't know, trade, this whole pile for a revised dual land, like, oh, that would be the dream. But alas, I don't know those people, and I don't even know if those people exist. If you are a person that would trade, like, I don't know, like, how do you trade like a $400 card for a bunch of $20 cards, I wouldn't, but maybe somebody out there would. And if you would, hit me up, because I might have $20 cards for you. Yeah, so a bunch of Rangoon Triome. Triome's worth, $10, whatever. Watery Grave, Ice Till Explorers, like almost $20. Godless Shrine. So there's some, what's mixed in here are really like me taking apart decks and me, opening stuff. Opening stuff is fun. We'll go through this a little quickly. Marsh Flats, Fetch Land, Godless Shrine, some Final Fantasy cards, a token. Consult the star charts. Used to be expensive. Don't know what it is now. Hedge Maze, Offer You Can't Refuse, another Bloodstained Mire, Stomping Ground. So just some good lands, some good cards. Vesuva from the Secret Lair, very fun, although I don't really know how to make this card good. I don't get it. Windfalls, $5 card. Oh, I'm keeping this. Yeah, so I've got I've got a pile to the side, which are like the I'm keeping this pile. I think I'm keeping this too. Ulamog the Defiler. Sword of Light and Shadow from Assassin's Creed, foil, full art. So cool. Mana Crypt. Not selling this. Not yet, anyway. I think it's going to get unbanned, and when it does, baby, then I'll think about selling it. And so, yeah, we're basically at the end of the pile. Oh, an Eject. I think this card's really good. Can't be countered. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Draw a card. Instant. I don't know. Anyways, keeping it. So, you get the idea. Go through your cards. Go through your cards this weekend if you've got time. And list some cards. Whether you're making a brand new TCG player account or you've got an established one, build up your inventory. List your cards, make some money, and turn that into something better. You're trading up through some sweat equity and just transferring the value of the cards you have that are sitting there into something worth more. So that's it. That's the advice. Super thanks to my generous patrons for supporting my channel and content. And subscribe. Please subscribe. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.